are you? Happy Wednesday. Can you believe we are in the middle of the week again? I don't know about you guys, but I happen to love Wednesdays because for me, it is, you know what, we're halfway through the week. We, started our work week wherever we are and how we're landing on it. And now we're getting ready for the weekend. So I just, I don't know what your favorite day of the week is, but mine just happens to be Wednesday. And I also love Wednesdays because I love to give you these weekly lives. And, for those of you that are part of my email list and you have hopped on or joining us here today, just want to say thank you for your support in watching my lives, joining me, sharing my lives, as well as engaging with what it is that I am sharing with you. Because of you, I am where I like to be in my business and where I am at my business. And I am just so excited that I could help you in your business. And that's why I do these weekly lives, to let you know that, hey, listen, as I shared in my email to those of you that are on my email list, we do wear a lot of hats, and there are a lot of things that we have to do in our day, especially too as we're trying to work our business and also to gain that customer base. And that is why I am sharing a little bit this today about customer service. But before we get started, I'm just going to share some information that when you are hopping on and you are joining us, I would love for you to welcome. I would like to say welcome and to please share your name, where you're from, maybe what it is that you do. And also remember to give StreamYard permission to share your name. And all you need to do is just copy the link. And just when you do, and it's going to just say, to give permission, and you just click on that and you'll be able to comment in our section and we could see who you are. And a little bit about myself as a business strategist. I am the business owner of MDR Administrating Services. I have worked with businesses for over 11 years, helping them to promote growth in their business, as well as putting business organizational solutions together. And if you'd like to learn a little bit about myself and what it is that other areas and programs that I do, as well as hear some client testimonial, just visit my website at mdracs.com. So, I wanted to first share with you all about customer service. Now, as you know, without customers, we don't have a business. But a lot of times we may find that we want to get that customer base so badly that we may do or say things that we may be able not to fully commit on. Now, think about the times where you worked with the business and you were, say, promised something, and all of a sudden it wasn't coming, like just say furniture, right? Maybe you ordered some furniture, you were excited for it to come, and now you're getting a phone call, it's not coming. And then think about, what did you have to do to change your schedule because you were promised a certain time and date and now it did not come through. So this is why I am wanting to share some of this information with you about why do people overpromise. So I'm just going to take my brand off over here. This way you'll be able to see everything it is that I am sharing with you. So when it comes to overpromising, I'm just going to say it's really important to always remember that you don't want to damage your image when it comes to overpromising, because as you're seeing here, it's overpromising can lead to disappointment and damage your reputation. So I'm going to share with you why people do this, right? So when you think about when it comes to competitive, I'm going to get to the next slide. When it comes to competitive pressure, you may have people that do what you do, right? They may be your competition, but on that, you may want to outshine them, right? That you are going to be, or maybe businesses that or even ones that you have worked with, that you are going to win that customer over by promising them everything under the sun. And then usually what happens is that, you're doing this because you don't want to fear of losing that opportunity of not gaining them as a client. So you have to be very careful, because even though you have competition, it's okay, right? Not, everybody's going to do what you do, but you always have to remember that you are unique. It's what you do and how you say things that are going to make you different from your competitors. When you think about the customer's expectation, sometimes businesses may believe that the customers have high expectations and demands, right? So what you're going to want to do, in attempt to meet those expectations, you may overpromise and, hope of impressing your clients by what it is that you're saying. Now, again, you may be building up that client's expectations, saying, oh, wow, this is so great. I'm so glad I'm doing business with them. But on that same note, if you're not truly going to understand why, you are saying and promising things, it's going to come back to you, and it's going to come back on that customer not being very satisfied. So a lot of times this happens with a lack of communication. And when you think of the optimism and the enthusiasm on this, it is because you are passionate about what it is that you do, right? You want to give them the best of your products, the best on your services, and you also, your enthusiasm, you are going to want to also give them great resources in the time frame, right? So you want to do, even though you're super excited about it, you want to make sure that you are giving them the correct information. So when you think about the pressures of the source and the sales in this area here, it's that you may feel pressured sometimes by your quotas. Maybe it's a quota that you have to make, and then if you don't make so many sales within a certain period, it may not reflect well on your job position or about what it is that you are doing. And also too, that you could be feeling pressured, and that is why you're overpromising of what it is that you could do to gain that client's business. But most of all, the thing is the lack of information or understanding. This is really important, especially when you have new employees, right? They want to look good. They want to be able to, make that sale. But a lot of times what happens is that when you're not having the complete understanding of the requirements of what it is that sale could be, and giving inadequate information and rushing to make these decisions is where you could be overpromising in what it is that you are wanting to provide with them. So you always have to remember, by failing to meet expectations can damage your image, right? It also can give your clients, they're not satisfied. They may not want to do business with you. So it's always better to have realistic expectations as well as communicate efficiently. And this is where the promise and the trust is going to build. So when it comes to overpromising, let's talk a little bit now about having effective communication on that. So when you're having effective communication, your clients are going to be grateful for it, because the one thing, and you think about it yourself, when you're not given the whole picture of what's going to happen, And, when it comes to that time frame, as I was just sharing, you're going to find even, they're not going to be too happy about that. So when you are communicating and when you are having that correct information, you always want to make sure you're clear with what it is what you are saying, that they understand what you mean. So a lot of times what happens is that you could be sharing maybe a certain date or a certain time, and then that client has something else in mind. But if everybody's on the same page in what it is that you are talking about, you also want to make sure you're giving timely updates, right? So maybe a client is expecting something, say, next Monday, and it could be at 8 o'clock. You always want to make sure that you're calling them to remind them about what's happening, but you also want to let them know the progress of the project, of what that case may be, meaning that maybe there's a time change, right? Maybe there's going to be something different, or you know what? Sometimes if you're expecting a delivery, that person could be sick. That is actually going to be delivering whatever that service may be. So you always want to make sure that you are informing your clients or your customers, whichever base that you want to call them, that they are getting the correct information with clear communication. You also want to stay proactive in your communication, and that is also, addressing any issues or concerns. And when you address them quickly, it's going to also make your clients much happier, because sometimes where a client could be reaching out to you about, maybe they thought about an issue that they didn't think about when they were purchasing the item, and you're not answering them really quickly on it, it's going to not give them trust on what they purchased from you. Now, a lot of times this can happen is that they could be sending you information through your email, they could be texting, but the worst thing I want to say is do not ignore. And think about how many times you had called someone to get some information, or maybe it was a service that they were supposed to come back and work on your property on. Anything where they're not getting that quick response, that's when the trust starts to diminish a bit. And you don't want to have that for your business, because you want your clients to be satisfied in your service, in your business. And these are the areas that you really need to think about, because if you are a one-person business and you can't always answer your phone, this is an area where maybe you're thinking about getting a answering service, right, to help you, to take those information, to take the message and to maybe text you the message to say whatever could be going on, because sometimes things could be very important, very urgent, and that customer needs to, hear back quickly, from you. But another area too that I want to share with is always make sure that you're listening to your client's feedback. Now, I have to say with this, I know a lot of times we don't want to get feedback, but if you want to know you're doing a great job in what it is that you're doing, you have to understand how your clients feel. So this could be through surveys, this could be through Google reviews. This also could be, direct conversation about how the client is feeling after the service was done. And this too comes to maybe even giving that phone call where you have either you or your assistant is calling to saying how they happen to like the service, right? About how they were treated during this whole process of them working with you. And when you have that accessibility and the responsiveness, this is again where you want to quickly address through any channels that it is that you have. Like I said before, email, phone, social media. Maybe you are a person that speaks with people directly through Facebook Messenger, whichever that area is. It's very important to be right on top of that, because your customers, can always go to someone else, right? And that's one thing we don't want to happen when we are building our business and building our client base. We want our customers to stay loyal to us. And the way that they're going to stay loyal to us is basically about how you're making them feel as a customer. Are they a number? Or are they a customer to you as though they were your only customer and you want to make sure they have the best service from your company? So when it comes to personal communication, now this is really important that I want to share with you, because whenever possible, tailor your communication to that individual. Now, when you are speaking with them, always remember their names. Sometimes it could be a little challenging. Always, maybe before you speak with somebody, say their names 3 times, try to pronounce it correctly. And if you don't, be apologetic with that, because some names can be a little hard to use. Maybe some people want to be addressed by their first name, maybe it's just their last name. But one thing I am going to say, especially when you are not familiar with that customer, try to avoid saying sweetheart or honey, because people can take that a little bit offensive. So always try sticking with their name. And when when you want to talk about it's, pronouncing their name correctly, and then addressing them with whatever that communication is with them that you have to share, right? So as I'm looking at my notes, because I don't want to miss this really important piece, is that you need to customize what that communication is going to be about them. But I will say to you, as a business owner, and sometimes it's even better for you as the business owner to follow up when it comes to your customer service, especially with new clients, because that would really impress a first-time client working with you, because you are showing them that you care. And that's what this whole thing is about. So and that's part of over communicating, is that you're taking that extra step to show that that customer or client is very important to you. So always remember, have effective communication to build that trust, to build the strengths in your relationship, to enhance customer satisfaction. And when you find that you are transparent, you are being reliable, you're giving a positive image about who you are, what your business is all about, and you will find that you're going to be now creating a customer loyalty base, that they now feel comfortable in referring you, because you have to remember to get referrals from your clients. If they happen to refer you and you are not keeping up that part of being responsive to these referrals, it's going to make your client not look so good to those that they referred. So always remember that when you get a referral, respond to it quickly through email, through text, phone message, whichever you're finding that you are able to do that. And also thank your customer for referring you. A lot of times we forget to do that. But when we send a special thank you, as I thanked you before I even started talking about customer service with you, I thank you for supporting me with my weekly lives to help you be better in what it is that you do in your business to get it to the next level. So always remember, a thank you goes a long, long way. And if you're finding that you are one that, when it comes to being able to put your business together and to work on promoting yourself, I would love to have a one-on-one with you. I hope you scan this code. This is where we can talk a little bit more about you, about your business. And by maybe after watching this replay over about customer service and the importance of how to treat your customer, we can put a plan of action in place for you on what is the best customer strategy program for you, for your clients. So I hope you reach out to me with that one-on-one. And Also, too, what I want to share with you is if you are finding that time management is a little bit of a challenge for you, please, I hope you check out my program. And I am just actually going to push this up on over there. You know, time management is not only understanding how to get the correct calendar, what softwares to use. It's really basically understanding the language of what time management means and organizational skills. So this program I had put together after working in direct sales for 10 years as a consultant, as well as working as a sales director, finding and trying to work with my unit in helping my client, my consultants, to be able to build that strong foundation. But that also does not end there, as I am in my journey with my business and where I am today. So when you understand the language of time management and organizational skills, you will find that you are going to have a great system put in place for your daily schedule. So in this program, you're going to be getting a workbook on different strategies of how to plan your week and how to complete it, as well as a guide to help understand the terminology of what time management and organizational skills is, as well as a bonus of how to organize your time properly. So I hope you take advantage of that. Take a look at it. Here is the link, as well as the code, which you can scan. And I'm just going to hop back on real quick just to share with you that if you are looking for a supportive group when it comes to running your business, check out my private group, which is called Simplify Your Business Administration. There you will be part of a supportive group. I also do every second Wednesday of each month, I do After Hour Power Hour, where we go over some different trainings that could help you in your business. And if you'd like me to showcase your business, just reach out to me every second Friday of each month. I will promote your business and what it is that you do. So I want to thank you again for joining me today. I'm hoping this customer service weekly tip will help you to communicate clearly, to be the best business to your clients, so they always work with you and stay with you, and also help to refer you. So I hope you all have a great day. Always remember, believe in yourself, because that is where anything can be possible in what it is that you want to do. Remember to keep smiling, because that is when great things happen. Make it a great day. And don't forget to join me for my 5-minute live on Friday, because I will be sharing with you how, let's just say something was overpromised to me, and I'm going to share with you my story and exactly what happened to get what was supposed to be promised to me on the day that I wanted it. So make it a great day, guys. And I'll talk with you soon, and join me next Wednesday for another weekly Wednesday business tip.